In 1979, Rapper's Delight by the famous group Sugar Hill Gang was the first single to bring hip hop music to the mainstream audience. Welcome everybody to Let's Talk About It. A podcast is a platform for real talk, real people, real topics, real conversations. People find me on YouTube. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, like, share, give a comment because you will love this episode today. People listening to me on audio, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and now, no, I'm sorry, I did say Audible. Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, now Audible. Please like, hit that download button, subscribe, please give a comment. I love this today. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special guest today all the way from Philly. He was referred to by a mutual friend of ours, and I don't want to butcher her name because I've already butchered it so many times. It's Tedra. Tedra Jenkins. She was on my show season 1. Right, she has a nonprofit organization, TEDRA. It's a nonprofit organization helping our youth adults navigate through life today. Teddy, that's for you right there. Everybody, I'd like to introduce this guest right here, but let me tell you a little something about him. He is Philly's most respected hip hop artist, solo artist, hype man, or frontman, you want to call it. He has opened for such hip hop acts like The Roots from Philly, Fat Joe, Kara One of my favorites from the Boogie Down, Luke of the 2 Live Crew. I'm kind of interested to hear about that one. EVE from Philly, Beanie Single, straight from South Philly, and the late Notorious Big. Supreme, what's going on, man? How you feeling today, baby?
I'm blessed, feeling good, can't complain.
All right. Before I get in your journey, man, I say, right, you was a hype man for everybody. Before we get into that, I want to know, how was the opening for Luke? That's the first thing I got to ask you, like off topic. You know what I mean? Because I know that boy crazy.
Well, that was with the group, the Regulators. That's my first hip hop group from Dark World Entertainment, West Philly. Dr. Shop was the producer and like our manager and like our boss, you know what I mean? Our OG, our mentor. And he taught us, well, we taught each other the game. He learned and taught us how to do it. So as we started getting our name and our reputation going around the town and known for having a great show, one of the places that you really want to always perform at back then was Bobby Dance, who's legendary. Bobby Dance had the club, did the after parties, at the proms. He had the record label himself. So when you get in dances, which is at that point it was downtown. It was in several different locations, but Dances was a young adult club, non-alcoholic, but every hip hop artist had to go there. Mainstream, underground, opening acts. Ram Squad really blew up through North Philly through the Dances circuit. Well, anyway, they had an opening act, and I don't know if it was a test to us, but they was like, yo, we got an opening act for, I think we did like Dougie one time, and they was like, yo, watch out, we got Luke coming. I want to open up for Luke. I was like, yeah, I open up for Luke. You know, we know 2 Live Crew. And Uncle Luke is, we thinking like, all right, he gonna do a good show. We gonna maybe see some strippers here and there, little dancing and whatever.
Yeah.
And we was nervous, so we was really nervous. I was so nervous, my throat was like, it was like my first major opening act for a real big name. I mean, even my first show was like MC Breeze, and so these acts like this would make me nervous. Like, oh my God, these guys are doing it. So anyway, Luke is there. We got the backstage and everything, and my group go on first, and we went on, and the whole thing with dances is, it's like the Apollo, man. If you ain't bringing it, they'll boo you. And they might boo you, and if you boo you, you lucky if you don't get beat up. So that's a lot of pressure on somebody to be like, to go on this club dancing stage and not get booed, and prayerfully not get beat up, and prayerfully, because they come to see Luke, they don't come to see you. So anyway, we kill it. I mean, we kill it. I mean, like when I say we kill it, Like we did great. And it was like, oh God, it was so good. You know, it was like a relief. Like, yo, we really did this. And then we did it. We did our thing. We get all, and then Luke comes on. We think we're gonna hear some, hey, you know, we want some, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think we're gonna hear some Luke classic, man. It was a strip show. It was man, it was like being at Night on Broadway or the Cherokee. I mean, it was like boobs and breasts coming out. It was sex acts on stage. It was like, I was like, this is a Luke show? It's like, I mean, I'm thinking we gonna hear the hits. It was hits. Then it turned into, it was like, yo, I'm glad.
I got you.
I'm glad we had the experience of opening for the brother, but he turned it out, but we did our thing. It was, like I said, just not to get booed, because people come to see Luke. So, you know,
appreciate it.
Just the opening act, especially a local opening act, and dances was hard on locals, man.
I can imagine, brother. I can imagine.
Pay our money. We came to see the headliner, and whoever these little 2-3 acts that got to come on, if they ain't good, they got to get out of here. And we were good, and we did good, and that kind of boost our confidence up, really, to be like, yo, we opened up for Luke in a hostile environment. We good.
I love it, brother, man. But when I said in the beginning, 1979, Rapper's Delight. I mean, right, introduced like majority of us to hip hop today, right? So when I say that, right, where was you at when you first heard it? And how did that song impact you to get you to follow up, to go to your music career? And right, and how did you start it?
Well, everybody know Lady B.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, 79, I'm 9 years old. I don't have a lick of talent as far as I know. You know, I used to set up the drums, the little pots and pans in the house, and just play the WDAS. Anything that came on the radio, I would just bang on the pot. I mean, like I said, I wish my family would have had to say, get this boy a drum set. Because the beats were just talking to me. I could bang. But these pots and pans, this is a different thing than a real drum set. But anyway, the music moved me. But I couldn't sing. As far as I know, I couldn't dance. You know what I mean? As far as, you know, like I said, everybody wanted to be Michael Jackson. 79, you know, want to be starting something. You know, that's that Off the Ball album era.
Oof. Well, that was the best album, brother. That was the best album right there. That was the best one.
Ever.
That was the best one.
My God. So, you know, I couldn't do none of this stuff Michael Jackson can do. I playing them beats. But all of a sudden, I always remember Lady B coming on every Sunday or whatever she came on, HAT, and she would play a little hip hop.
Yeah.
I just remember going to school one day and this Rapper's Delight came on, hip hop, and all I kept remember saying to myself is, what is this? Like, I can do this. Like, I can do this. I think from that day on, I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
And I've done this from 79 to 2025. From that one statement of saying, I can do this. Like, this is something I can do. Like, I could, and I didn't have anything written. I didn't know no songs. I didn't know how to write bars or hooks. I just know whatever these three guys were doing on that microphone or on that record, I could do it. And then they just started playing every day. It was just like, that song was on like in rotation. So that was like the first song you really memorized. It was fun. So it was like, I could do this. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you one question, right? Because at 9 years old, right, you got inspired by that song. You was like, you know, you at home, you playing your drum set. I mean, not drum set, the pots and pans, right? Pots and pans. You're 9 years old. It's like a kind of like a dream right there. Like, I can do this. I can do this. Did you discuss this with your parents or teachers or something like that? Or like, how low was you when you first like said, I'm going to do this? I'm going to tell you. Start telling everybody this is what I'm going to do.
The funny thing about it, right? So after Rapper's Delight, I think we got introduced to like the West Side Mob, that with the girls. You know, what I mean? Let's jam, get jam.
I remember that.
You know, remember that. The West Side Mob. Let's shout. So that's all I know is the hyping the crowd up. So I'm like, yo, this is dope. So this is like 88 and 80, 81. Then we get Blow. And when from Curtis Blow, I was like a fan of the music. So I'm like, yo, this guy is cool, man. I like this Curtis Blow. And this is the stuff that was on the radio constantly, like as far as outside of the regular R&B that we hearing every day. And then my mother, she loves the Motown and the Aretha Franklins, and I'm hearing that constantly. Diana Ross. So, but this is my thing. Like, this is my stuff. This is created. I felt in my household, hip hop was created for me. Cause nobody, my people was like, what are they saying? All he's saying is bop, 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 bop. But he not singing. So they was downing it from the gate. So it wasn't even like I could be like, Mom, I'm going to be a rapper. Or I don't even know if it was called being a rapper at the time. I was just like, I just knew in my heart, I could do this. And I'm going to do this one day. So when we moved from Jersey, we moved from Philly to Jersey. And then I had to move to Virginia. And I'm going to tell you a funny story real quick.
Okay.
It's two things that I knew in life now to this day that I knew that I was great at.
Okay.
One was wrestling, which I never was. I going to Jersey, I'm a black kid. I'm kind of tall and a little husky. So there's a handful of black kids in this school. So they sent me to the basketball team. Cause they like, yo, this guy, he got to know how to play some ball. He from Philly. He the championship. And I go to the basketball, I'm the worst player on the team. So the guy like, look, I try it out, you know what I mean? So the guy was like, look, homie, go down the hall to wrestling. You know, they take everybody.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a part of something in this school that I felt like I outcast in already because I'm like I said, there's only a handful of black kids.
Yeah.
Even the jukebox was, only black song on the jukebox I remember was like, Kool in the Gang and Michael Jackson. Everything else was Hall and Oates. I never know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of white artists. But you know, these kids, they play their music. We only get to play Kool in the Gang and and a couple of black songs and Michael Jackson. So I get on the wrestling team. You know, I'm already a WWF fan. You know what I mean? So they like, yo, this ain't no wrestling with you jumping off the ropes and nothing like this. This is real grappling. This is wrestling. This is a sport. So I learned the sport of wrestling. I was not bad, but I wasn't good. But I got great. Like the second year in wrestling, I was like pinning. I was just a beast, right?
Okay.
And doggone well, and this is that time, like I said, Curtis Blow and the West Side Mob and the Sugar Hill Gang. That's my music. But this wrestling thing really got me going. So when we moved to Virginia, which was a blessing in disguise, because outside of wrestling, I was horrible in school. So I did good to stay on the wrestling team. So after wrestling was over, for 2 years, I almost failed 7th grade. And we go to Virginia, get a brand new fresh slate. But the thing that I loved the most was wrestling. And this is an all black school, like pretty much predominantly black school, and they have no wrestling team.
Wow.
And I was like, so the thing I love, like if I stayed in that school or if I really got my grades together like I supposed to, I think in my head, I could have went on to collegiate, possibly professional wrestling. I mean, you know, whatever the career of a great wrestler is, Olympic, whatever your goal is. I wanted to be the best wrestler on the planet.
Got it.
So now there's no wrestling team. I can do the moves and I'll tie somebody up in the hallway in a minute. You know, the bullies try to bully you when you're new. Yeah. And I'm from Philadelphia, so I'm supposed to be tough. I'm from Philly in Virginia. I'm supposed to be super bad. Yeah. So I could put people in moves and I knew all the moves. I knew I was a grappler. So anyway, I see this cassette on the in a classroom with a radio, and they had a little row of cassettes. And one of them was them Sugar Hill compilations.
Okay.
And it was the West Side Mob, Curtis Blow. It was a nice little it was a Sugar Hill Gang compilation with all the up and coming artists on Sugar Hill. Yeah. I remember seeing Lady B name on the thing for her song To the Beat Y'all. And she had that, she was the first female rapper. And like I said, she was a friend of our families. I didn't know her at the time. I just know her from the radio. But my people, she grew up on the block of my family on 55th and Chancellor as a little girl.
Okay.
Her family was friends with my family.
Okay.
But I'm like, I know her. So, you know, I'm not lying, but I'm lying. So I tell the kids, like, I know Lady Big. Matter of fact, I'm a rapper too. And the kids like, You ain't no rapper. You don't know Lady B. I'm like, and so I'm singing the song to the beat, y'all. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
so I'm telling everybody I'm a rapper. So they like, yeah, let me hear you rap. So I'm like, so I could just rap good. I was good. Like, and they was like, yo, rap. Hey, yo, that's the boy from Philly. He a rapper. He know Lady B. You know what I mean? So, right, that was it. I think God put hip hop in my life to really circumvent the wrestling dream, because that was heartbreaking. Like, damn, finally found something I'm good at. I love hip hop, but that's the dream. Ain't nobody who gonna make a record out of me. I'm a 10, 11-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I'm 11, 12 years old. I'm gonna make a record. I'm gonna be big as Lady B, or I'm gonna be as big as Sugar Hill Gang. I'm gonna be as big as, there's only 5 or 6 rappers out there as it is, right? That's really known as far as like on the national level and through the record label Sugar Hill. So
True that.
But I told everybody that's what I'm from Philadelphia, and that's who I know. I know Lady B, so I automatically I know Lady B. She friends with my family, and they didn't have no choice but to believe me.
I love it, brother.
It was true. I just personally didn't know her. You know what I'm saying? I knew her.
Yeah.
I knew her brother. I knew my aunt and her brother was like tight. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a fan of Lady B's, man. I remember when I was a kid, man. That's all I heard was like she come on. It's like that's the only one he heard. It was just Lady B. Well, I mean, I don't know where she was at before Power 99, but that's what I remember. Just the straight Power 99.
No, WHAT on AM radio and I think her mentor was Mary Mason, and my family loved Mary Mason. She was like,
yeah. I remember Mary Mason. Yeah.
Like the Wendy Williams of radio back in the day in Philadelphia. She was next to Louise Williams, who did the gospel. So Mary was.
You bringing back names I haven't heard in years.
Exactly. So Wendy, and this is in the Georgie Wood days and the things like that. You know what I mean? But Lady B talked to me. She put the hip hop on that little itty hour that she had on every Sunday or whatever she had that little time slot. She played rap. As far as, like I said, there's only a handful of records, so she was breaking records. She was bringing records from New York and wherever she bought. She was breaking them in Philadelphia. So, like I said, time it got to Virginia. So if hip hop got to Virginia and her record is in Virginia on a cassette tape, like a compilation tape, that means hip hop is building and budding. This is 80. I love it. This is 82. 82. I'm telling everybody, this is what I do. This is my girl. I know her. This is my family. I'm telling her that she's my family. You know what I mean? So I'm automatically in the school known as the kid from Philly that can wrestle with no team, but I could rap. So they was like, yo, bust one of them round, talk about us walking down the hall. And I be, we walking down the hall and we having the ball. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying it. And the kids in Virginia, I'm just a genius. Like, I am the bomb. Like, literally, they looking at me like, yo, we don't know nothing about this rap music except for what the little bit we do here. But this guy is from Philadelphia. Like, you would have thought I was from the Bronx, New York, the way they treated me. And Philly wasn't really known for, we known for the sounds of Philadelphia, soul, but we had Lady B. As long as we had Lady B, man, we was in the hip hop stratosphere. But that's how I started claiming it. So I claiming it, like I said, didn't write near air rhyme down, didn't know how to do a hook or verse, never heard me on a beat, never been in a recording studio. But
so when did you start doing that? When did you start like actually getting into it, like starting to write?
Well, that came after, close. We moved back to Philly. I moved back to Philly in 83. Okay. So I'm 18 now. I go back to high school and I'm looking for a wrestling team. I'm like, I'm back. I need a wrestling team so I can continue my career as a wrestler.
Really? I don't know.
Of course, there's no wrestling team in Philadelphia sports. I would have had to go back to Jersey or, one of the white schools to get me a wrestling team. So at that point, like, well, I guess wrestling is a rap. But I can rap, but I am a rapper and I can rap. So, then I got my best friends. We grew up, my neighbors who was like the kid, 13 years old. I meet my best friend who actually is my DJ. He's still my DJ. He's DJ Exotic D. He's the baddest DJ in the world. And we are today still a group. and another friend of ours. So now that I'm a rapper officially, because there's no more wrestling, so I'm a rapper now. So we go to see Beat Street, Breaking, and Wild Style. My mother took me to see all three of these movies. We went to see, once we saw Beat Street, that was it. I was like, okay, now this thing is hip hop. I got books from the library called Hip Hop. And the funny thing, we would get the book and write graffiti all in the book. You know, we got to take this book back. So we keeps the book because we don't time. But the book tell you how to be a rapper. It tell you how to break the B-boy stance. It talked about graffiti, it talked about breaking, and it talked about rapping. And I seen a section in this book from my man from the Cold Crush Brothers, the leader of the Cold Crush Brothers, and he I don't know why I can't remember his name now, but definitely he's the man to this day. I met him several times, and I just seen all his notebooks. He's like, he wrote the book. He wrote Big Bank Hank's part. This was ghostwriting before ghostwriting. Big Bank Hank was supposed to be his manager. And I guess Sylvia Rome was like, yo, I need 3 guys to imitate this stuff that I'm hearing in the park. And he was like, I'm one of them. And he went to his man, like Grandmaster Cass. He went to Grandmaster Cass, who he was supposed to be managing, the Cold Crush Brothers. And like, yo, let me get one of them rhymes. This lady talking about she looking for rappers. And they thinking that he gonna put them on. He took the rap and said it himself. That's why Big Bang Hank, a little guy. And he's like, I'm 6'1", I'm tons of fun, and I rap to a T. This guy's like 5'7". Nobody even paid attention to that. But he was like, well, if he get on with my raps, he gonna eventually put me on. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But that story came out real late. Like, you know, we thought Sugar Hill Gang wrote all these raps. We thought we didn't even know they was a put together great group. Like the real rappers was in the street, in the park.
Yeah.
And the lady like, yo, I need to put something like that for my label. So I got a guy in Jersey that can rap. I got another guy over here that can rap. Now we get one more guy and we call him the Sugar Hill Gang, because the guys like the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Fives and the Cold Crush Brothers and different things, they was like, well, who are these guys? These guys ain't even real rappers. These dudes ain't even, but they are very pivotal because without them, they put the first national hit out. Been on Soul Train, Dancing on Air. They made hip hop national, so they were needed. They opened the door for the rest of the real ones to come through. But, you know, we didn't know that Grandmaster Caz was writing the raps for Big Bang Hank. But anyway, it showed in this book called Hip Hop, all his notebooks. So I said, this guy, I mean, it was a pile of notebooks. I said, well, I got to get started. So I went and got me a little notebook, started writing everything, poetry. Anything I could think of rap, I wrote it.
Really? But
at the Beat Street, I didn't know if I wanted to be a break dancer, a DJ. It was just so much. It was just like, this stuff is, man, I'm break dancing one night. I can draw on the wall the next night. We doing graffiti. This me and my partners, me and my DJ to this day. So he gravitate more to the music, like to the DJ aspect of it. I gradually, you know, I already said I'm a rapper. So of course I'm leaning toward the rap part with the microphone and holding the mic. And I'm like, this is me right here. I'm the rapper. And he says he's the DJ. So go on and on. We got the Crush Groove. Crush Groove comes out. At this point, I look at Crush Groove, Purple Rain, and Cooley High every day after school. Like Richard. Just because that's what my mind, once I get on something, I'm on it. So Crush Groove, LL part comes on when he said box. And he said, my radio, believe me, I like it loud. And I just saw LL perform that. And I said, I'm going to be him. Okay. And my DJ saw the DJ guy was like, I'm going to be him. And then my other partner saw his other man was like, I'm going to be him. And we all picked who we were that day watching Crush Groove. So, you know, the movies is what made me, like I said, and at this point, I used to go to New York every year as a kid. Like my family from New York. So I would go to New York we go visit. Mm-hmm. Now I'm like, let's go to New York to find out. We gonna go to where this stuff is born at. So we walking around the Bronx and we trying to find anything hip hop, rap. Like we was just like we was on business trips. Like, all right, we gonna go to the Bronx. Philly hip hop was pretty cool. It was good.
Yeah.
But it comes from New York. It come from the Bronx. So let's see what it look like. Let's walk around there. Let's find some rappers. Let's see some real breakers. Let's see what we see in these movies and see it for ourselves. And we did it. And we did it. And even to the point of record labels, like this is later on down when we start really recording. Where do we send the music to? And it's like every label had an address on it. So every record, we start going to the store buying records. Now we buy, he the DJ, so we buying records for him to start playing. Or me to imitate whoever, like MC Breeze, Schoolie D, Ice-T. Like we just in the records. We don't even know what these dudes sound like. If the record cover look cool or the dude on the cover look good, we bought the record. And that's how he built up his record collection. But I'm studying the dude that's rapping. And like I said, right, my little notebook's filling up slowly but surely, probably some of the worst garbage you ever could hear in your life. Then it was this older cat around, like Tetra know these people too, because we all from Penrose, Southwest.
Yeah.
And, guy named Jimmy. His rap name was Barsky, but his name was Jimmy Jones. This is my partner. He's like a couple years older than me. And to me, he was the best rapper in the neighborhood. He could rap. But he took me under his wing. Every time I had a little rap written down, I'd be like, yo, let me tell you this one. He'd be like, nah, that's corny. Or let me tell you this one. And then a few times, like, all right, doing pretty good. But when I got to a house party and actually, because I had a head full of rhymes, I just ain't really say them. Because I used to
remember house parties. Oh, God, house parties. I remember those days. Oh, my goodness.
So we got on the mic, and I actually spit one of them rhymes and turned the whole party out. I was like, yep, this is it. This is who I am. And this, like I said, this is before recording. This is being a fan of the movies, the fan of the local heroes that we had, like the MC Schoolie D, Steady B, and all these people. And we forming our own little group, the Hard Rock MCs, DJ Exotic D, who is, like I said, still my DJ to this day. And the Hard Rock MCs, me and my partner, we the Hard Rock MCs, and we battling everybody around the neighborhood, and we bad, man. And next thing you know, we just got an opportunity to record, because like I said, not only was he being a DJ, his mom was very supportive. Like his mom was like, he's like, yo, I need a turntable. She buy him a turntable. Yeah, I need a drum machine. She buy him a drum machine.
Wow.
And
I love it.
And my family, they wasn't like negative. They was just like, I hope you make sure you go to college, because I don't think you're going to make no money doing this rap thing. or this ain't going to last long. Everybody said it's a fad.
A lot of people told me that when it was in the industry, man, like, it's not going to last long. It's a fad. That's how what they did back in the day when rock and roll came out.
Right.
But when you went into the studio, right, and you recorded, right, your demo, right? We talked about that a little bit before, right? When we talked off air, right? But I want you to describe the audience, like, take me through that, because a lot of people don't know how it is to record a demo to get your stuff out there. And also a bonus question after you answer that question, I heard Teddy was a little rapper back in the day too, right? You got to tell me about that one too.
Now, that was like, it was hard. Like I'm gonna tell you. Well, let me tell you the first question.
Okay.
So Exotic D, he got these drum machine, and I'm learning about copywriting. So my whole thing is I gotta make sure nobody steal my rhyme. Like nobody want these little raggedy rhymes. They barely want the ones I write now. But anyway, so I'm learning the business. I'm learning about you gotta have your rhymes copyrighted. Exotic D is learning how to put tracks together. He's on his drum machine doing his thing. And we just don't have and the way we record was, man, I don't know how he hoojied up his stuff in his basement. He had his turntable, he had his drum machine, and we made tapes. We all had the boom box. So we can make live recordings of us, somebody scratching, going back to back, and the MC rapping on.
Yeah.
At one point, we was rapping using the headphone as a microphone. So these was like fun little rap tapes. Or if they catch us at a party, somebody record the party. So you got your voice on a cassette, but it's not a demo. It's not like a song. It's not a song. So somehow D was like, yo, we got to put together a demo, like a song. We got to put songs together. Like our stuff, we just rapping over other people's stuff. now we got to get original. So he made up some beats for us, and it was like, well, and he loved crazy sounds, and which probably would work today. But it was this one sound. He had the James Brown sound. It was like sounded like a cat fighting.
Yeah,
I loved it. So I did my little 3. I don't know if it was 16 bars or whatever, but it was just 3 verses, no hook, because the hook was just him cutting,
okay.
come back in one verse. So we did this for about 3 songs.
Yeah.
And he had the headphones, he had the microphone in the studio, and we recorded our own stuff. I'm copywriting it. So I'm thinking, we got a song, we got to copyright the song so nobody steal it. Because, we're hearing all these horror stories. We heard horror stories from back then about people stealing your stuff. And this is top one song, like $65. I'm saying, this is where my money was going. People buying shoes and I'm like, here go my $65. I'm getting my 3 songs getting copyrighted. $60 a piece. We didn't even know, learn further on later that you could put 10 songs on one copyright form and just call it volume 1. Volume 2. I'm copywriting 1 song a piece, $65, sending it to the government. And they send me my little paper back telling me this is my song. I don't even know where them songs is, but they copyright. So I love the demo. I thought the demo was the greatest thing. Like, I got a demo. Like, most people can't say that. Anybody that was rapping around our neighborhood was just rapping, like the girls, like you said about the girls. Like, she had this girl crew, like it was just all these pretty girls. It's like she hung with every pretty girl in the neighborhood. So they wanted to dance. They had a little dance team. They had their little rap routine. But we try and make records. I don't know. They was just being cool, and everybody followed them because they was the prettiest girls in the neighborhood. So I ended up going with one of them. You know what I'm saying? That was like my girlfriend. Like, one of my girlfriends was my girlfriend. So. So I rap, my girl dance. She part of the pretty girl dance crew. So everybody rap, everybody in the neighborhood. But we made a demo, and I don't know if we was the first ones, but I know we had a lot of connections. Like, even with the Lady B thing, another friend of mine, one of his brother was friends with Lady B's DJ. Okay. So he would be like, we got the demo, give it to him, and let him take it to Power 99, because once they play it on the radio, we gonna blow up.
How was that, man? How was that experience right there?
It was sad because the boy would listen to the demo and be like, y'all got a little more work to do.
Ooh.
And give it back to us. I'm like, man, this guy's crazy. What are you talking about? What? This is the greatest rap I've ever created. It's copyrighted. But it was, like I said, we were young, we naive, but at that point, we ain't really had too many people to compare it to. Like, is my song as good as Roxanne Shante or UTFO's? In my head, it was just as good or better. But in somebody that's in the industry, like, we can't play this mess on the radio. Go back and work on it. And he never, I doubt if he ever gave it to Lady B, because I was like, no, if Lady B get our song, it's on. Even if we ain't good. Maybe she sees something in us that, like, they got potential. Let's send them to a real studio, or let's send them with a real producer. Let's see. Nobody gave me that chance, because first of all, we ain't never get off the mark until I meet Dr. Shock. And I met Dr. Shock through, like, family friends, that he was friends with another family, and he had everything. He had all the time we really got into that part of the crew. Everybody was getting their beats from this guy from West Philly. And it was like, how can I get down with this guy?
Yeah.
And another friend was like, well, I'll take you over there. If he like you, he'll work with you. You know what I mean? Gotcha. And this girl that I was talking to, she was with him. And she had the same, and everybody had these hot beats. I'm like, now my demo sucked, like, as far as I'm concerned. Like, and really solidified that is I took it to this. We had a label in Southwest Philly called Rainbow Records.
Okay.
And another guy was trying to swindle us, because it was about Philadelphia. It was about robbing and stealing from if you got an up and coming artist, instead of really breaking them and really making some real money with them, like they was doing in New York. And even though they were robbing their people in New York too, but at least you become famous before you get robbed. They gonna rob you before.
That's true. That's facts.
They gonna rob you before you even get. you ain't even, you gonna be broke. They gonna get broke because they the little bit of money they stole. You ain't gonna last long. So this guy said he gonna have us a label and put us on his label. And I meet the real owner of the label at Rainbow Records, and I was like, "Yo, it's the guy that we know said he got the same situation as you got." He was like, "Yo, that guy's a liar." But let me hear your demo. So I play him the demo. He was like, "You got potential. You pretty good as a rapper. Your DJ cutting up pretty good." He's like, "But your quality, you could do a little better with your quality." So at that point, I hate the demo. I think now too many people saying we need work. It's like, this demo suck, man. Clearly, we the ones that's delusional. You know what I'm saying? Like, people like, yo, you got something, but it ain't it. So I'm like, we got to get to it. So Dr. Shot, I finally meet him. And he liked my song. Like, the girl recited one of my raps to him. Yeah. He was like, I like that song. If he wrote that song, tell him to come through and we'll record it. And took me in, and we've been recording for years. I was a solo artist for years. And then he had other artists in that dark world. It was Dark Side Production at the time. Got it. He had about 5 or 6 people that he really liked and worked with, and I was one of them. And we started putting together real songs and real records and real, not records, but real demos. And now I feel like, looking back to the old demo, I was like, yeah, it was pretty bad. It was horrible. Compared to with Dr. Shock, because now I'm on the beats that everybody loving. Like, these beats is nice. Him and his brother and his little production crew, Dark Side Production. Yeah. Now we competing. And compete with him now. Right. But like I said, we learned in the business together. Like, he didn't know the business 100%, but he would go to the music conferences. He had a friend that would tell him a lot of game, named Dennis McFadden, who actually produced real records. And he was giving Shock a lot of game. And Shock would give us the game. And then we started performing all over the city. Like, then we formed the Regulators. And that's when a lot of the groups kind of fell off and just stopped rapping. Because after a while, you're like, look, I ain't doing this no more. It was fun for a while. It's something about me. I stuck with it. Another guy stuck with it. So we became a group. And we called ourselves the Regulators. Patterned after the movie. Remember the Western? So we was like the Young Guns. Regulators. The Young Guns. The Young Cowboys and Dr. Shock. Young Guns. Young Guns, yeah. The Young Guns. So we was like, we Regulators. So we called ourselves the Regulators. And Shock came back from one conference. I guess they told him, demos ain't it no more. Now you got to make records. Like, your demo got to be your independent record. So he was like, everybody get $400 up. We're going to put our own record out. And everybody got their little money together, put it together, and we recorded and released our first record in 1995. And it was, there was some mistakes on that. Like even that record, we had a record. We had an actual plate, the vinyl cassettes. And they say it wasn't mastered. And he's like, well, what's mastered? Mastering is something you got to do even to this day. After you record a great song from any studio, you could be the studio, you got to get it mastered. Mastered means the levels are leveled out where you could play this record on a Walkman, a system, from a Walkman to a stadium with the best speakers in the world, and it's going to crystal crispy clean. So we do that. So our levels is all over the place. But it was, hey, we learned. I won't say we wasted our money, because that record actually got played on the radio. We did some things, but a DJ was like, "Did you get this song mastered?" We was like, "What you mean mastered?" He's like, he's like, "Listen, I'm gonna play your." He's playing like, I'll say maybe a Wu-Tang record, and he said, "Listen to." So he played like whatever the hot record at the time was. He said, "Listen to this record." And we in an event, like an actual event with people dancing. And he played these people record, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. So he said, "Now I'm gonna play your record." And he played our record. And it just sounded like the vocals was low, the beat was high. It seemed like it was ping-ponging off of everything. And like, see the difference? Got you. This song is mastered. Yours is not. He said, "That's how I knew yours wasn't mastered." I was like, so what we do? We throw all these records in the trash? But now we worked the hell out of them records and got them sold and from the trunk, and we did what we had to do. But the next record, we got it mastered. we went and got it mastered like we supposed to did. Like I said, step by step, learning the game.
Yeah.
So now we learn how
Supreme,
to, and this is our second record. Now we learn how to master. Like we had a release party and everything for the first record. We
boy. Do me a favor. Tell me about this song. Is that the first, second, or third album, Queen of Wobble? Rock
now
that for me.
at that point, this is years later. Like at that point, I done made a whole lot of records. I done been in bands. I done been on tours. I done met White World. I done been, because I kind of gave up on hip hop. It was like, yo, this ain't for me. And then I started doing live music with live bands. So at this point,
that's what I want to ask you.
So I go from the Regulators. The Regulators break up. I go to Supreem Da Regulator by myself. From Supreem Da Regulator by myself, like I said, I just got sick of where hip hop was going. It was like, it's going, to me, it's not going downhill as far as quality, or it's just the stuff that they was talking about, the violence, the sexualities. I was like, I'm a rapper. Like my thing is MCing. Like I like putting words together to be the best. My whole goal in all of this was to be the best lyrical songwriter, MC, period. I don't want to be with the trend. So if the trend is now we got to shoot them up, kill them up, strip the girls naked. This before I got kids and anything. But I was like, I'm not. That's not me. So anyway, I get an opportunity to join a band named Simple. So we changed the name from the band from Simple, who was 3 bad cats, bass, drum, and guitar, and they looking for a front man. So they like, well, that's Simple and Supreme. So Simple and Supreme is born. So now I'm learning how to do rock music, Red Hot Chili Pepper stuff. I did the Warp Tour. Like the first time I've been, I never heard of a Warp Tour. I've been on the Warp Tour. So from there, the Simple and Supreme break up, and I joined a group start a new group called The Resurrect. So The Resurrect, now we rolling, we putting out records and doing our thing. So more recently, The Resurrect break up. Well, not break up, we just we had a situation that when our guitarist had breast cancer.
Yeah.
So we fell back so she could heal. And in the meantime, I was like, I got to do something for myself. So I started recording with David Ivory, who did The Roots, Patti LaBelle, Erykah Badu, D'Angelo. Like, so at this point, we have a lot of relationships. And everybody was like, yo, like you say, well-respected is not just something in the bio that just sounds good. Like, everybody knew who I was. And everybody knew I was a good artist. And they knew I was a great on stage. So we like, well, in the meantime, while your band is healing, let's make you a solo record. And that's when the funk come in with the funk that, everything. To me, I was like, I'm gonna make a funk record because I've been doing rock and roll and rock hip hop and punk and rock. Now I want to get back to the roots, but I want to do it with real musicians, real live musicians, real band, which is, like I said, with them pots and pans. Something about live music always resonated with me for a long time.
I love that.
So I finally seen what it's like to rock with a real live band. I've been all over the country with this live band situation. I got a white fan base. So now we coming back home. Let's do some hip hop, funky go-go. So Queen of the Wobble, I had 4 or 5 songs that I had written for myself that didn't have anything to do with the Resurrect. So I said, well, while we on this downtime, I'm going to put me a little funky thing together, me and Exotic D, just for us. So they use all these musicians and bands and Bunny Sigler, the great great Bunny Sigler from Philly International singing on the hook. We had horn section. So they like, yo, you got to have a band that when you play this stuff out, you need a band. You and the DJ is going to look crazy with this Queen of the Wobble. And so I put a whole band together. It was like a 12-piece band. So I named the group Supreme and the New Experience. Because as far as I'm concerned, Supreme and the New Experience is mine. And if you quit, you quit. We just replace you.
Damn. Okay, I got you.
Every other situation that I've been in, even with my hip hop group, when the one person want to leave, I'm stuck. Like, well, I want to keep going. They like, well, no more Regulators. Your partner left. Simple and Supreme. They like, well, we want to go back to college. All right, no more Simple and Supreme. The Resurrect and the breast cancer situation. So I'm just always by myself. Every time I get started and get some good momentum and get my name out there, somebody leave the group and I'm messed up. So this time I was like, well, I'm gonna start Supreme in a New Experience. Basically, it's me and Exotic D, and we adding guitar, we adding drum, because at this point we're working with David Ivory and Chuck Treese, Rich Waller, who is like excellent musicians. We got A-list musicians playing on Queen of the Wobble. And next thing you know, that record just take off to the line dance world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then I found some line dancers at Bernadette, who's like the queen of Philadelphia line dancing. She like, I'm gonna get my crew, DBLT, and we're gonna create a dance to it. So they called the dance the Wobble Supreme, and they created this dance, and this is 2012. And this song is still hot today. Like I still get booked or award. Like I said, I ain't boots on the ground famous with my song, or the Cupid Shuffle famous, but Queen of the Wobble is still rolling. Like to this day, I get a call and be like, "Hey, we want you to come and do the Queen of the Wobble." Queen of the Wobble. The Philly Fanatic saw it, heard it.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And he like, I get a call, "Hey, this is the Philly Fanatic." And you know, the funny thing about that is I'm like, this ain't no Philly Fanatic. Like, he can't even talk. So how is the Philly Fanatic calling me? But it was the man behind the suit.
Yeah.
He heard my record from, I guess where he get his music from. I was doing something for another producer, and the guy let him hear Queen of the Wobble. And he was like, yo, I need to dance to that. So he invited me down to the Phillies game. Get on the dugout with him. Dance with him to my record. To 12,000 people at the stadium.
Citizens Bank.
We did it like twice. But that's what I'm saying. That's the historic, that's the story of my life. Even when it's bad, it ain't bad. So Supreme Experience is my band, LLC, and it's been in different forms. It's been a 12-piece. It's been a 4-piece. It's been 2 DJs and a drummer. At this time, it's like it's me and my DJ. Right now, it's just me and my DJ, who has always been from day one since we was 13 years old. Now we both 55 years old, and we still together. And
since day one, brother. Since day one.
Exactly. And we can add. If we do a big show, we'll add more musicians. Because the only thing that was really the problem with the big band that I did in the beginning, when we first did Queen of the Wobble, is I couldn't pay everybody. Because now that you're the band leader, I'm responsible for paying everybody. And there's a lot of days that me and Exotic D took our money to pay everybody else, to make sure everybody get paid. And because D was the real one. He was like, if you're not going to get paid, and you giving your cut to da-da-da, give my cut to such. I'm like, wow, this my brother for life. But
see, this is what I'm talking about with you, man. You know what I mean? Right? How impressed I am with your career and what you have done. Because you had a hit song that the Philadelphia Phillies organization wanted them to play at their home games. But I am more impressed, and you got to rock this. You got to tell me about this, bro. You're writing and recording on HBO Hard Knocks, NFL Films, bro. Please break that down to me, because that is very, very big. And NFL Films is in Jersey. So how'd you get involved in that? And what did you really do for that Hard Knocks series on HBO?
And you know, that was like, that was a good look, because I think the same, it was whoever Dave Rubidoux, who does the sound, he's responsible for all the music. Like when you hear that, all the NFL films, when you see, you know, they on the gridiron, and that dun, 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 all that dramatic music that they play, he plays all that. So apparently he wanted to try something new and put some rappers on this, put some rappers on one of his tracks, because now he's doing tracks. So he got original music that he wants some MCs on, and they gave me the call. I got the call from the guy. I was like, yo, this is Dave Rubidoux. I work for NFL Films, and I'm thinking about putting some rappers on my next Hard Knock Series. Because this is every year. I've seen Hard Knock Life for years. And, they pick one team and they follow the team all the way through the season for that 1 year. So now they coming up on the season where I'm at, where we were on. So he's like, and they got to be quick. So he's like, do you know another rapper? So I gave him like 3 or 4 choices of MCs that I like. So they picked one guy that is my young guy. I used to mentor him for one of the schools I used to teach for.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it because he's driving trucks and he couldn't get back in time enough. So I gave him another guy, Plan B. And Plan B was another guy that me and Richie Waller worked with. And it worked out perfectly. Like, they loved his voice because it was a little higher than mine. Mine was a little low, raspy. His was up here, up high. So they liked the differences between our voices. And when you're supposed to go in there, they show us around NFL films in Jersey, Mount Laurel. So we in the hub of the NFL, and they got a whole recording studio. And they put us in there, and he played everything he played. We put a song to it. So out of the 3 best tracks that he liked, they became like, and they was filming, like you would cut, and your song, if they liked it, would be on the episode the next week. And I believe it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers episode with Winston Jameson. And so we like, somebody called me like, yo, your song, is that you on the NFL? I'm looking at HBO right now. I know your voice. Is that you? I'm like, wow. We just recorded that last week. So that song made it. Another song made it. Another song made it. So we think it's just on the TV show, which is great. They gave us a beautiful check, right? Gave us a nice check. They add us into the publishing, so we own our. We don't own the songs, but we get paid publishing. It was, and we recorded in this massive studio for free, and the stuff got on TV. So then they do soundtracks. So he's like, the 3 songs that we did for the TV show, they made it to the soundtrack. So this became available worldwide on Spotify, Apple, all the DSPs. So, and there's a compilation. So I said, let me see, it's a volume 11 or whatever volume we on. So I said, let me hear the other volumes. Let me hear what the other rappers did, right? I go back from day 1 to Hard Knock Life Volume 1. All you hear is music, instrumentals. Each song is instrumental. Our joint, to this day, is the only NFL Hard Knock Life soundtrack with vocals on it.
Wow.
I was like, wow. So only lyrics you ever hear, or song-wise, is me and this brother, Eddie Drawn.
I love it.
And it was just like I said, that's my life. Like, my boys is like, how are you on TV with the Philly Fanatic? Or how are you on HBO Hard Knock? Like, my latest song, Rise and Grind, got picked up for, East New York. They used to come on right after the Queen Latifah show. Equalizer. It was only for 1 season, but they liked the song Rise and Grind and used it for opening
credits, yeah.
Opening of the scene, opening of the show.
Yeah.
And everybody know the song, so they like, phone call, here it go again. Hey, yo, did I hear Rise and Grind? Did I hear you on NBC, CBS right now? I'm like, let me see.
Wow.
And it's just even like celebrity boxing. Meeting the guy, Damon Feldman from Celebrity Boxing, I was driving Uber, pick him up. And that guy's like one of my best friends. And I performed in front of Shane Mosley, Dame Dash. I performed my songs on every boxing event. We got one coming up September 27th at Arena 2300. It's just like, it's a blessing, man. It's just a blessing, and I can't stop, because every time even if I do get discouraged and be like, yo, I think this is it. Like, phone call, hey, we want to use one of your songs, or can you perform at? Like I say, ain't nobody better than me on stage. I mean, I don't care who you is. Only 3.
You know what? Speaking of stage, I'm glad you said that. Because I want the audience to know too, right, what else this man has done, which a lot of artists do not do, making a difference against guns and violence. A 30-date high school tour, and I'm assuming you did this when you was out on tour, or when you was. This is earlier, right? You did this a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, before this is old, like 02.
Okay, '02. Now, back in the day, early 2000s, like, gun violence was up big time. It still is now, but back in the early 2000s, it was like one of the biggest rises out there. So take me through that, man. What made you do that? And especially a 30-date high school tour. Like, and how'd you feel about that when you did that? Because that's a lot. 'Cause a lot of artists don't come back and give back, especially with guns, especially in inner cities or any other city out there. What made you do it, and what did you get out of it personally?
Now, me being I'm not able to, like, today you might say, "Oh, he's a gospel artist." I'm a saved individual. I believe in Jesus Christ and all that, but I don't necessarily make gospel music. I make music for the day, but in the music, there's a level of respect. I'm not hitting no women. I'm not killing nobody. I'm not hurting nobody. Because in the end of the day, I'm a lyricist. I'm a songwriter. I want to make songs that my grandmother can sing and my children can sing.
Got it.
And when I made that decision, I guess I made that decision around in the late 90s. Because even to the point of, everybody was cussing. NWA came out, man. It was like the green light for cussing. Like, yo, you mean we can cuss on records and nobody can get us in trouble? But we had the mentality of, every time we did do records that had cursing in it, or I was sexually explicit, they were like, we can't play it. And I'm like, how you play Luke? How you play NWA, but you can't play me? Or why you not gonna put the edits in my thing like you did for their records? And they like, so we like, all right, you know what? We just not gonna cuss on records. We made that decision in the early 90s. Like, our first record, like, yo, every time we do a record, if it's gonna be the single, no cussing. We're not cussing on. No N-word, no cussing. Don't call the girls the bees, no cussing. And this, even though we cuss and talk how we talk regularly, but we consciously said we're gonna be clean rappers.
Yeah.
So we could eliminate that excuse of, we can't play your record, it had the N-word in it. Or we can't play your record, you said one cuss word. So it's like, no, this record clean. Now you're not playing that record because we probably ain't paying you or whatever, but you can't use it's dirty. So that just kind of stuck with us. So clean cut. So anyway, as a solo artist, this is my life. Got a friend that drives a limousine. He needed to go get gas. He's like, you want to ride with me? I'm like, yeah. So I'm riding in the back of the limousine. He's just going to the gas station to get gas. And he sees an activist, a famous activist named CB. He passed away not too long ago. He been on the news and everything. Like, this guy got the helmet with all the stickers on his hat. And they stand in drug dealer neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And dare the drug dealers to come out so the kids can play.
Yeah.
Like, boots on the ground activists.
Yeah.
So we pull up and he sees the limo driver. And he's like, yo, who you got in the back? He was like, I got this famous rapper, Supreem the Regulator. He the hottest thing in the city. So the dude rolled the window down. And he's like, nice to meet you. He's like, yo, we could use you. We having meetings with the mayor. And we looking for good hip hop artists to join us, because it was supposed to be just a march against guns and gangs, against guns and violence. Was a movement.
Yeah.
And they just all the rappers, all the mothers in charge, like all the organizations, the community organizations, to come together for this one big march and big concert that was going to have Eve, Beanie Siegel, and me and some other local artists. So I was like, yeah, we'll come. Me and Dr. Shock went down there. This was during the John Street era. John Street was the mayor.
Yeah, I remember Street.
Sylvester was the chief of police. I meet a guy named Malik Aziz, who was he was the ex-offender group. Like, when you come out of jail, you get with him and he get you a job with the city, and you know what I'm saying? So we just all these people. We meet in Troy Carter, who actually went on to manage Lady Gaga, and we meet Eve's and Beanie's manager, Sadiq. Major Figures got a deal, and they was Freeway when he was just starting.
Okay.
So, like, all right, we're gonna do a few schools, and if they like it, we're gonna go to the next school. We're gonna go to the next school. We go to the next school. Building up to this big march, and the big march is gonna be a big march, and they're gonna have this big concert at the Dell East,
North Philly. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, the big Dell. You know, this is 9,000 people. We like, yo, we get ready to do a show. We get ready to perform in front of 9,000 kids. So we first show, and it's like Major Figures, me, Freeway, State Property, and they couldn't do those guys because they had a lot of cussing and stuff. So, and they had just got their deal. So they was getting signed to Rockefeller. Eve was signed to Rough Riders. So they couldn't come to every show. And they only could do 1 or 2 songs because everything else was gangster, shooting, killing, or whatever. So this is what they trying to prevent. So it was like, yo, you're gonna have to complete the tour. Because we got 30 days, we got 90 days school tour. And it ended up going for 3 years. But I was the headliner because we had the best performance, me and Exotic D. And then they had Frankie Smith, who was the double Dutch bus guy.
I remember that.
So they had him, me. So they found a core roster. And I had a little singing dude that was down with us. I had him on. But because like I said, and it wasn't like nothing against Sigel, and because they were friends of mine. I mean, they might, but they was like they went on they blew up. And not saying that I could blow up or I should have blew up, but I guess God wanted me on the school tour. But what that did was the record that we had called "Where I'm From," which is actually where I named my book out of, and I'm holding the plaque. On my book, I'm holding the plaque of the first record that I put out as a solo called Where I'm From. And they end up calling it the Philly song because it's like, I love my city and my city love me. Where I'm from. And everybody go, Philly, where you from? Philly. So this record was supposed to not be good enough to play on Power 99. And I was hot.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, a song about Philadelphia that's positive. Name all the streets and all the haunts, South Street, this, that, and the other. The crowd is singing it. This song is not good enough to play for Power 99. Like, I didn't know the politic game of how you get stuff on the radio. I thought the radio station really hear songs that they really like and then put them on. I didn't know. I learned the hard way that all
politics, right?
All the stuff on the radio is paid for.
Supreme, let me ask you a question, brother, because I'm glad you put your book up. I was going to ask you that, right? Because I'm winding this down right here. Where I'm From, Past is History, a deep dive into the evolution of Philly hip hop. Right. To end this on this note, tell me about this book. When did it come out, and where can people cop this book?
Now, almost every story I told you, how I got on the school tour, and like I said, what that did was it proved to the radio, it proved to myself that Where I'm From, which is, as you can see, a song that came out in 2000, is still one of my popular songs, along with Queen of the Wobble. And it didn't get popular because of the radio. The Wobble got popular because of the line dancers, and I took it around the country. Gimme, being on tour with Whitney Payton, took it around the country. This new song, Rise and Grind, all around the country. So this book, independently written, I wrote it in 2004, to be honest.
Whoa!
Did the school tour, and I wrote it from my beginning to about 2004, and just sat. And I didn't never put it out. I just wrote it, and I think the ego of us, me and Shaq was speaking at a school, because that's all we do, is talk at schools. From the school tour, they still book us to just talk to the kids, mentor. Gotcha. And they was like, yo, the stories we was telling, which is some of the ones I'm telling you, they're like, yo, you need to write a book. And me, like, I'm seeing all these rappers writing their books, but it's always the rapper name and the real writer on the bottom, written by, is his, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I write my own book. So I wrote the book. I let 10 people see it. At this point, I've been on Urban Expressions, the hip hop show, for like 10 years. I've been I done did everything you could possibly say you can do. Like I say, if rap music stopped for me today, it owes me nothing. So I write this book, and I really just didn't do anything with it. And then Damon, Celebrity Boxing, he wrote his book. And he was like, you need to write a book. I was like, I got a book. He was like, what? You got a book? Let me see it. And a girlfriend let me have the manuscript that I gave her, because I forgot all about the book. It was all dusty. And he's like, yo, tell everybody you got a book coming out. I was like, everybody, I got a book coming out. And Shelly Shell, who read the book back in the day too, was like, yo, whatever happened to that book? Shelly Shell from Urban Expression. She's like, Supreme, that book out. You need to put that book out. And I was like, well, I gotta, it's 2004. I done did so much since then. You know what I mean? Like, I done had a whole other career since 2004. So I kind of put a epilogue, a prelude together. Okay. Kind of put a whole chapter about what's I've been doing since 2004. All my accolades, all the hit records, all the bands I've been with, all the great producers I worked with, how I became Supreem Da Rezarekta, Celebrity Boxing, this, that, and the other. So it's like now that you know what I've done and who I am, I'm going to take you back to the beginning of where I'm from. And then I take you back to 79 with the drums and the Rapper's Delight and lying about Lady B is my sister and rapper. And I take it all the way up to the end of the Regulators and all the way to Supreme as the solo artist. Tell you about getting on tour. Tell the stories about why I don't drink. Tell the stories of, and this is real stories, like life-changing things that happened in my life that would probably derail most people, but put me on a whole new track. Like, I love it. Overcoming. It's a book of overcoming, or how to get started in the business. Because people are like, yo, I want you to talk to my son. I was like, these kids really don't want to hear. They don't want to hear from us, especially if we didn't become Will Smith. Like, what can I tell this kid? They don't want to, especially when they can just use their phone and go platinum. Go viral, and now they think they got a hit record. They don't want to talk about. So you can either go, and there's two ways to do it in the business. I could fall down the steps. I could spit on the right person. I could slap somebody, and I'm mega for a moment. Or, and that's just like that. I'm famous. Got fans and everything. I'm on tour. Or you could do the work. 30 years of hard work, grinding, learning, meeting people, handshaking. So you can do my way and read about it and learn how to do it that way from the blueprint of somebody that actually did it, put in 30 years of work, learning how to put out a record that wasn't mastered, to learn that you're supposed to master the record before you put it out. You know what I'm saying? I love it, brother. To get you from not doing them same mistakes.
I do, man. I love what you're preaching. I love what you're doing right now. Right, you know, to end this off right here, brother.
And the book came out. I'm sorry. And the book came out 2023. Is in all the stores, all Amazon. And it's called "Where I'm From: Past Is History" by Supreme Da Rezarekta. It's available everywhere. And like you said, it's physical copies, and you can get your digital copy. So it's everywhere. And it's my life story, and it's a beautiful story. I think it's a brilliant story. And I'm hopefully one day become a movie it's like my Beat Street Breaking and Wild style. You know what I'm saying? And
well, that's a shout out to my man Jermaine Quick. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys know, shout out Jermaine Quick. That's what you got to do.
That's the thing. And it is, I got a few directors in mind. Only thing that's really stopping me, because I know I could make a movie tomorrow about it, but where's it gonna go? Like, even putting this book out, I had to do marketing, promotion. I mean, really, because you can make the best record in the world, and it could just sit in. I've seen records from people who made records and have no plan, and the boxes of records are stacked up in their living room.
I've seen that too, brother.
That wrote books, and the book is in their living room, piled up on the ceiling. I've seen podcasters with 1,000 episodes because they scared to shoot the shot and put their episode on YouTube and get famous. And like you're doing your thing.
I know a couple of people like that, baby, but I'm going to end this right here on this one right here, right, with my question for my little question, my little cousin. And I want you to give your final message to people, to young people who's trying to make it.
Yeah.
And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, his book will be in the descriptions. All the links will be in the description when this comes out. and all his information will be in descriptions. Like it'll be links to it. He'll give it to me. All you gotta do is hit on it, buy it, and I mean I'm gonna make other special videos of all my authors and this like that. I'm gonna put all their books in it and do a special video about that because I want to support everybody who took the time out to tell this story, tell everything they had to do, and this will be in descriptions. My little cousin Quan, I know he wants to be he doesn't know if he wants to write his own material or be a what you call a ghostwriter. Now I want to tell the audience what it is. Ghostwriter, what they say it is saving the performer author time and to improve the quality of the written work. So, like because you mentioned ghostwriting in the very beginning, and he wants to know is he going to be will he benefit more for being a ghostwriter, or should he do it like do his own thing and because he's kind of nervous about it. He wants to know what's the difference and how he can like choose between both of them. And when you answer that question, can you give like a final message with that to the audience to like close us out?
Now this is like a question for my daughter. And I got two daughters, and one is 18, and that's the one that got everything. She can write songs. She's a songwriter. She's a performer too, but she's shy. And most people, and I was shy. And I keep telling her, like, look, it wasn't like I didn't just jump on stage like I'm the greatest performer in the world. Like I was nervous. Every great show to this day, if I do a great show, man, I'm a little nervous before I get up on there because I don't know how the people going. I pray that they receive me the way I want to be perceived, but I still have enough heart. Like I said, about the people with the books piled up and the records piled up in their living room. Mm-hmm. At some point, you got to have the heart to say, I'm going to jump out. Now, the alternative to that, as far as writing and hip hop, is you don't have to write. You could just write. Eventually, you get somebody to record your songs that you write. Now you are technically a ghostwriter. I'm going to be honest with you. The people that's behind Lady Gaga, or the people who rap and don't write their lyrics, the one who really get the money, like the publishing and the props of the checks that come in the mail all the time, is the ones that you don't even know that they exist. They have real jobs, or if they have jobs at all. Because some people that do ghostwriting or producing, but we talking ghostwriting now, like producers, you're gonna make your money whether the record do good or bad. The people pay, like it's like paying for a plumber. I do the work, you pay me. Now with me, I'm the front man. I make a bad ghostwriter because I had a chance to write for 3 girls. Like they put these little girls together. They don't know how to rap. I'm supposed to write their little raps for them. Every time I write a rhyme, if it's something really decent in the rap, I'll be like, man, I'm keeping this for me. That's not a good ghostwriter. I'm not giving them my all. I'm giving them my pieces because I'm keeping the best for me. Because I'm the artist too. But most ghostwriters, either you're an artist and this is your way to break in, because I always use Lady Gaga, especially for my daughter, and this works for your cousin also. She wrote some of the biggest hits in the world for Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, and nobody knew who she was. Wow! And then when somebody's like, "Yo, why don't you sing that song? Why don't you sing?" You're sending these songs and you're making these great people famous, and you definitely getting paid. Why don't you sing the song for you? And then she did it, and then she become Lady Gaga, who's just as big as the people she wrote for. So she's getting that I wrote for you check, and she's getting these songs of mine for my album check. But she necessarily didn't have to do the mouse. She could have been like, no, I'm still shy. But I'll gladly give these songs to Justin Timberlake and da-da-da and blah, and because they don't write. Most of them don't write. And a lot of rappers today, at this day and age, which is surprising to me, because in my day, that was another thing that made me a bad ghostwriter. You had to write your own stuff. Mm-hmm. You had to write your own stuff. That's what Drake is going through now with that made it fall apart. Because it was like, yo, you ain't even write that. And he like, what? And then everybody like, oh, you want to write? You can't be considered the greatest of all time if you ain't write your own. So, but some people don't care about that. He's like, man, I don't give a damn about being the greatest of all time. Write me a hit. I can't do it, and you can do it. Please pen me a hit, and they'll do it. So you still got to have the connection to get it to the artist. So most times you link up with a producer, you record the rap how you would want to record it, and because it ain't yours, you don't want it. I put the best. Like, can you imagine me giving Queen of the Wobble to somebody like Cupid Shuffle, and he walking around the country with Cupid Shuffle and Queen of the Wobble, even though I got paid for it? I'll be sitting there like, that's my record. That's me. But some people is like, hey, I wrote that for him. I want him to do the best. So yes, record the demo with your voice on it. That's what happened with Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. She wrote the little rap part for the Roots song. You better worry about me. I'll be you got me. She wrote that. And they's like, yo, give it to Erykah Badu. She got the name. Let her sing that part. And then Erykah Badu and the Roots blow up with You Got Me. But Jill Scott played the part, didn't feel no type of way, got her check, and then went on to become Jill Scott. And she still might write for other people. Because like I said, because you become an artist and blow up for yourself don't mean you still ain't got that pen. Because if you got a pen to make your own hits, you don't think they tapping on them dudes like, yo, you wrote that for you. Now I need you to slide like the guy who writes Cardi B stuff, and they don't even hide it. It ain't a thing no more. These artists who are top tier artists, they need material. So if you're comfortable with writing, like I said, I was a selfish writer. There's no way in the world I would give somebody the Queen of the Wobble and be comfortable with it. I'd be mad every day I hear Queen of the Wobble. Like, that's my record. Now, that's not a good ghostwriter. I'm a selfish artist, and I guess that comes from being the only child. But for people like my daughter, I say, you got it, girl. Now, you could even become Lady Gaga and do it for yourself. Do it with your dad. Just keep writing and sell them things. Because
I love it, man.
Because either way, good music and good lyrics, it got to go somewhere. And you might as well give it to somebody who is the one that want to be up front, who do want to be the star, who can dance and can sing, but maybe can't write. So they need writers. And a lot of things, like the books I was telling you about, a lot of these rappers, they can't write books. So they do have real writers who they tell their story to, and they write the book, and then you co-write. You're the rapper with the book and the face, but it's really written by James, blah, 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 blah. But my book is written by me. My songs are written by me. I've never taken a bar or a verse from nobody. I never taken a word from nobody. I don't even want you to help me with a hook sometimes. I'll be like, yo, I'll figure it out. But that's me. But anybody else,
bro.
and especially if he's shy. Like if he's like, yo, I don't know if I can get on that stage and sing that song. But if it's a great song, record it, because it gets like they steal they steal the stuff anyway. Like you can have a great song, right? Give it to a lady. I don't know how many songs they might have stole from me. They might have told me my demo was bad and gave the lyrics to somebody else. But the thing, that's why I always copyright my lyrics, because if I ever hear somebody singing a song that sounds like mine,
I got you.
But sometimes it get like that. They be like, yo, who is this? Oh, this is somebody that sent this demo in. I like those. I like that song. I want to use that song for me. And they'll steal it.
Hey, man. Hey, I trust me, brother. I'll tell you right here. You know what? Right. Let me switch up that last question, right? And we'll end it on this last question.
Yes, sir. Get your money.
If past you, this, let's say like that 9-year-old, and up until that 9-year-old, up until when you went to Virginia, can see you now, what do you think they would say?
Man, he'd be the proudest little dude on the planet. Like, what? I'm gonna get ready to do all that. I'm gonna see every state from performing a song. I'm gonna be on the NFL. I'm gonna have a book. I can't even spell right now. I'm gonna have a whole book. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to flunk out of school.
Yep.
and I'm getting ready to become an author, I think that the 9-year-old dude, I think he would be so motivated because a lot of the stuff, like I said, a lot of stuff happened for me is by the grace of God and by accident, and because stuff that's for you is going to be for you, no matter who try to stop it, it's going to happen. But I think I'd have even been, and I was very intentional. I think I'd have been even more intentional. Like, look at what you did with nothing and doing it, learning as you go. Like really, literally learn what do you say, flying by the seat of my pants. Only thing that really I could say that I really did right was I made sure that I had the talent. Like I made sure I was good. Like I can't say I was a rapper and not be good. I can't say that I got the best stage show and don't rehearse. I can't say that I wrote a book and everything in the book is misspelled and horribly. Like I had a book coach that get me through this. I had you know what I'm saying? Oh. I can't say doing the fitness thing. I lost 100 pounds in the last 3 years, and got me a little couple muscles now. But
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Like man, imagine I did what I'm doing now to reverse diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. As I did that 10, 15 years ago. I thought I was just a big guy. I'm a big preem. I didn't know it like, yo, I'm killing myself. But now I'm on a trajectory to make sure I live longer, or less medicines and no medicines. And becoming a health and wellness coach. So just, I wish, but everything is for everything. Like I thank you for this interview. And I thank you for doing your research because you'd be on this thing with some people, they don't have a clue who they talking to. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And
I ain't say that. He said,
I'm just saying, and I get mad, and I just instead of getting mad and really, I'm walking out, I just take over the interview.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But you asked a great question. You asked questions that made me think because I want to be asked these questions, but people don't ask these questions because they don't know me to ask the question. So I want to give you props, brother, and thank you for this interview. I thank Tedra for hooking us up because a lot of things too. Hey, I got the guy that want to do this for you, and they be like, it is like if it happened, it happened. If it don't, it don't. But I love when she said what she said, and you make your call, and then not only do you make your call, it's professionally set up. And I looked at your stuff, and I looked at I did my research. I subscribed to your channel. I look at your content, and I'm like, it's gonna be a good day. Like I was looking forward to this day for like since we said we're gonna do this, right? Because I knew you was gonna do your thing. I knew you weren't gonna do. So I'm
gonna cut you. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm going to do something right now. Like, no, I'm not going to discuss on here. But what you just said to me, man, ain't right. You know what I mean? Right. I'm trying to like get into like letting my emotions out. But what you just said to me right now, I appreciate that because I need to hear that right now.
Oh man,
I'm very serious, man. Like I'm not saying this for the podcast. I need to hear that right now, and I thank you for that.
I mean, and like I said, I did podcasting, I did radio, and I did acting. I've been in movies. I've been in a lot of movies, but I'm not an actor, so I'm not gonna waste nobody's time when it's a kid out here that been to 100 auditions and got turned down, and he's supposed to be the next Denzel. I'm not supposed to luck up, and if it happens for me, it happens for me. But even then, I'm gonna go to acting school and I'm gonna learn to be the best. And when I did my podcasting, man, I researched the people that come on my show. I'm like, we gonna ring it. Like I'm gonna treat you like I would want to be treated as a guest. Like you want me to read the bio. That's what you sent it to me for. So why am I gonna tell you I need a bio and I'm just we gonna wing it? We gonna just ask the same 5 questions we ask everybody. That ain't good. Have a bad guess.
I know it's a lot of people do that though, man.
And they do it. And it's like what, when, why, and how. As long as I can get what, when, why, and how. I mean, man, that don't work, man. Learn about me. I'm a pretty interesting guy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you are, brother. You are. Supreme.
Don't know. You just don't know. And I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man, for coming to the show.
Your audience, and I appreciate that. So as far as the question with the ghostwriting, just write. The book, raps, Right. You don't know where them raps gonna go, whether somebody say, I need that rap for my album, or you might need them raps for your album. So I tell my daughter, just keep writing. If the spirit is in you to write, it's something in you that's telling you to write this stuff, whether it's gonna be for you or for somebody else. But it ain't gonna happen if you don't write. So just keep writing, keep piling them up, keep stockpiling your songs, because you don't know. You never know that, hey, we need a new national anthem. And you be like, I got one. You know what I'm saying?
I love it, brother. I love you, man. Thank you so much for coming on today, baby. Seriously.
Thank you for having me. And like I said, I've been anticipating the day. Like, I'm getting my shirt on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we going on a date, Jack. I'm like, yeah, baby, I gotta let me get my lighting right, sit in the kitchen, make sure my battery charged up. You know, so
right? You know what I mean? Yo, the battery thing is key, baby. That's key.
I knew it was going to be what it was going to be, and you did not disappoint, sir.
Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time on Let's Talk About It. Everybody have a good week, good day.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.